Okay, making a video now. First episode, first official episode of Frustrated DM's Corner. So I am listening to my buddy, my pal, my hetero life mate Auxentius, and I'm listening to his one of his episodes, Kiba's Adventures as Soveliss Nailo. So for those of you, all under 10 of you who enjoy my Dungeons and Dragons games, I love you. Thank you. Probably people who play them mostly, but for those of you who get a kick out of it, I appreciate it. But as you may know, if you're watching me, you're probably also watching the Roundtable of RPG. And you'll also know that I play a very angry Cloud Strife who has a tendency to attack innkeepers and murder prostitutes. Which is, I think, the best interpretation of Final Fantasy VII's star character, Cloud Strife. So he did that, and then what actually kind of prompted me to actually like I think like our second session, it was like it got a little heated because he likes to capture me. I swear to God, like so. Okay, we'll start with before we get to Frustrated DM's Corner. Let's do Frustrated Players Corner. Okay, DMs, Dungeon Masters out there, stop capturing your players. So they bust their ass. They work their fingers to the bone, hours crafting a character that's going to be such a power fantasy character. You make a barbarian, someone martial combat. Don't just capture them in the first level and it's like, ha ha, my villain is so strong you can't do anything. No, because you know what some of them are going to do? The more martially minded them, they're just going to attack them. They're just going to attack them and they're going to target the guards. It's like, well, if you attack the guards, you're going to die. Okay, I leveled up as a fighter. I leveled up as a barbarian. I guess this is going to be a short session. That's what happens sometimes. Whatever. Anyway, so we've done a little bit of that. He ranted about table etiquette, which I felt some was directed at me, deservedly so. So I had my response video, and then I decided I'm going to start talking about stuff. Here I am. And anyway, Malmoto suggested we do the Frustrated DM's Corner, and so I've been listening to this adventure that him and Kiba did, and I am such a frustrated DM listening to this. I am such a salty, salty sailor. A salty, salty DM. Okay, positives. It's really entertaining. It's hilarious. And it looks like they were having fun. And you know what? A Dungeons & Dragons session that goes 100% wrong is sometimes really, really fun. But oh my god. Alright. So, where do I begin? So Kiba's playing a drow. He's playing a drow, a dark elf. And I was listening to the beginning just a minute ago, and it was like, you know, it's like, oh, it's his first female character. Or why? 'Cause she's a drow. I get it. Drow are hot! Drow titties! Yeah. Drow are hot. It's true. He's playing a drow lady. And Soveliss Nailo is leveled up as a rogue. So she's a drow rogue. A thief. And good at forgery and things like that. But essentially what's going on is they're in the Auxentius's original world of Esma. I think actually in the same city that Cloud's in, but this is like an alternate universe, so I'm not going to interact with this character. It's probably for the best. I think I'd kill her. I think I'd hack her to pieces. Or something. I don't know. So there, from what I can tell, it's like she's interested in like she wanted to be in the source of all magic, which is like in like the magic school they have there. So she's basically working as a secretary. So it's like the game, like the setup for the game is, all right, you got the magical school where all the wizards, all the fucking Harry Potters come to learn their stupid frou-frou spells and fucking. Look, I don't hate Harry Potter, but I don't really care for it. I'm a Conan guy. That's why I'm playing a barbarian. That's my fantasy. It's like, you know, I kind of like that. That's one thing I like about D&D. D&D is very inspired by Tolkien and Robert E. Howard, and it's just like, yeah, you got the elf, the dwarf, you can recreate the whole fellowship right there, like, and then Conan shows up, and it's like, you're all pussies, all of you, Conan, and just murder fucks everybody with his ass, and it's awesome. So they're at the magic school, and essentially, Soveliss is basically a drow secretary that works there. She works the front desk of the school. and she has levels in Rogue, and apparently the city is a ruined city, and it happened like hundreds of years ago, thousands of years ago. No one knows what happened to the city, and no one knows. No one really knows why, and apparently we don't know if anybody's investigated into it. But like if they have, they haven't really come up with anything. And also nobody stays in the city at night. People go on the outside of the city, and there's like tenements and like projects or settlements on the outside. It's like the ruined city is like the downtown area. You know, nobody lives in the downtown area, but everybody goes to work in the downtown. They go back to the suburbs at the end of the day. So, and apparently, you know, she's a drow. She's an elf. She's like 150 years old approximately. She's lived here her entire life, and his entire like motivation is he's it's like for the first time this character has asked, like after being 150 years of life, it's like, I wonder why no one, I wonder what happened to the city. I wonder what happened to these ruins. I wonder why nobody stays here at night. That's kind of weird. I want to know that. And she also seems a little irritated that she can't go upstairs because there's a spell on the place that if you're not smart enough, you can't go to the higher levels. There's this basic security measure of it. And a new student comes in, which I think was what Oxentius wanted to be the central mystery of what was going on. But whatever, like, Kiba latches on to this. Kiba latches on. I want to know the deal with this town. I want to figure out what's going on here. So, and one thing that struck by me is I got the feeling like, okay, the thing about this is though, is it's like, it's very obvious that this is like not the type of thing that you need to use your roguey skills for. This is the type of thing where she could just walk up to any one of the headmasters and just say, hey dude, what's up with this? And ask them. That's what a normal person in real life would do. You know, it's like, that's just like, just ask the person a question straight up and they'll give you an answer. And if they start acting suspicious, okay. I noticed like early on, he really wants to get his rogue on. He's like, I'm sneaking into the laboratory and stealing a potion. And it's like, you just steal a potion. And Oxentius is like, you just take a potion. No one's there. No one gives a shit. It's like, Kiba really wants to like, I leveled up as a rogue. I want to do roguey things. And it's like, I'm just saying, you probably shouldn't work as a secretary then. But whatever. I can tell he really wants to get his rogue on. Which it makes sense. That's why, like, that's why, like, Oxentius and I, when we're playing Flutter Budgets and Animal, we have two differing responses. To me, it's interesting to see kind of a race to see who wins initiative, because Flutter Budgets likes to talk. Flutter Budgets likes the diplomacy. Flutter Budgets likes to basically recruit every single fucking NPC or bad guy that I throw at him, so that I have a large cast of NPCs I have to keep track of every single fucking combat round, and I can't kill them because they're epic level. Whereas the animal just attacks. The animal just kills shit. It's like, no, let's talk to the monster. It's like, or we could kill it, because I got these claws and I want to stab things, and yeah. I also came to the conclusion today that, and I'm just going to admit this, you know what? If I'm going to hate on Ray for being a Mary Sue, look, Animal's a Gary Stu. He is. It's just like, he's my Gary Stu, and I love him. But you know what? Yeah, he's my fucking, like, power fantasy character where I can be not Wolverine and just kill shit in a fantasy world and bang a drow lady who's part spider, because that's hot. That's great to me. And it's just like, but yeah, it's like, you know what? I'm just, yeah, he is. I try not to make him. I've killed him before. Back in the game we did at Great Lakes. It's just like he died like 3 times. So it's like, you know, I do try to treat him as like an NPC as much as possible. But I'm just, you know, I'm just saying, it's like, you know, it's okay, Ray. It's okay, Daisy. You can admit to this. It's not, Mary Sue is not a sexist term. Fucking dumb. Yeah. Let's dissuade all criticism of our character by just, you know, claiming it's sexist. Yeah, okay, right here. Whatever. Dungeons and Dragons, DM, elves, shit. All right, what's it talking about? Okay, so he's interested in this. He notices something, that there's like a weird pattern going on, whatever. And it's the weekend, so like none of the people are there. So he goes to the dormitories for the wizards, the male dormitories for the wizards, to try to see if you can talk to Pathos, the head mage guy. And they're like, oh, you can't be here. You're a woman. You can't be here. And and then it just from that moment on, just the game went off the rails. The shit hit the fan. From there on, he proceeds to lie to the guards and says that he had a meeting with the guy, with her boss. That was very important. I need to talk to Pat. I need to talk to Pathos. I need to talk to Pathos. And while one of them goes to check the story, which of course is going to come up wrong, she then sneaks into the place while the other guard's not looking, hides in a closet, captures a wandering student, shoves her boobs in his face, promises him sex if he'll help her out, and then immediately throws the guy to the wolves, claiming that he tried to rape her, and gets him arrested for rape. All you had to do was say, hey, I really need to talk to Pathos about something. Could you tell Pathos I really need to meet with him? It's really important. Or, I don't know, wait till Monday. You see him all the time at work. But no. Let's completely ruin our cushy secretary job. Let's just completely lose all our benefits. I don't know if do they have benefits in medieval time? Whatever. It's a fantasy world. They might. Let's completely destroy any benefits that we have. Let's just throw any goodwill out the table. Let's falsely accuse an innocent man of rape so he goes to jail and God knows what happens to him. And then, of course, she gets escorted out, and she's like, and then she's like, oh, okay, well, I gotta talk to Pathos, and again, you could wait till Monday. No, let's grappling hook this up the side of the fucking building. Let's grappling hook up the side of the fucking building, and look into the window of our friend David, and then, like, jump in there and freak him out. It's like, what the hell are you doing? And then basically, like, just like, do everything wrong in terms of the conversation with that guy. And it's like, all in the service of figuring out what the deal was, what happened in this town years ago. It's like, it's not necessarily a conspiracy. It could just be these people don't know. You didn't have to do any of this. You didn't have to do any illegal shit to do this. And that's the thing. It's like, my big problem is, like, dude, I know you're having fun. I can tell you're having fun, and it's really entertaining doing this and watching Auxentius' frustration. But dude, you're a terrible thief. You're a terrible thief. You are. A good thief doesn't do shit like this. A good thief, like, goes in, like, okay, you gotta remember, you're a thief. And especially in this world, which Auxentius set up to be, where it's like, there's very little crime because the penalties of it are extremely harsh. You don't want to get caught. A rogue, if your job is to be a thief, you use those abilities sparingly when you absolutely have to use them. It would make more sense if you were a career rogue and not a fucking secretary. And this were like a job you were hired to do. Any thief in the real world or in fantasy needs to weigh the possibility of being killed or captured and killed and arrested and spending their life in prison and whatever they're trying to steal. That's what's at risk right here. And none of this was worth it. All you wanted was information that this person would probably freely have given you if you just asked. But no. You had to be a thief, had to get your teeth on, had to sneak in, accuse an innocent man of rape, which, again, I think that's why Auxentius wants to make sure this character never interacts with Cloud, because if Cloud figures out about that, it's like, oh, so you're a criminal. So you basically send an innocent man to jail. You know what's going to happen? Fuck it. I don't care if we actually do, like, partner up one day and this happens. Like, the first thing I'm going to attempt is charm person. And if it wins, I think you should turn yourself in. And I'll just walk you there. I'll walk you there because I'm your friend and this is friendly advice. Or I'm going to, like, Witchblade, Witchbolt. I'm gonna try to arrest you. This is ridiculous. Fucking A. So there's that. And, like, okay, and then it doesn't stop there. Then you go and you try and you proposition your friend David for sex by showing your boobs. And, of course, he wisely says, okay, let's have sex first, then I'll help you go do this. And he's like, no, afterwards. And which, of course, it's like, okay, or I can just arrest you. It's like, and then you immediately say, oh, well, then I'll accuse you of rape and force his hands on your boobs so you can create extenuating circumstance. And when all that doesn't go your way, what do you finally do? You assault him. You hit him in the head with a fucking crowbar. A fucking crowbar. Then you go to Pathos' room, set up a trap, you're a thief, check for traps, and lo and behold, there's no information in here. This was a complete waste of time and a bad idea. So what do? You go back into the room with the unconscious man, You hit in the head with a crowbar and just fuck around there under his bed, scribbling, fartsing around with the magic, and oh, lo and behold, he wakes up, and you have to cast darkness, which alerts everybody what's going on. You hit him in the head again. You are fucking lucky you made your fucking rolls there downstairs when like the guard showed up, man. You're fucking lucky, dude. And here's the thing. I was so frustrated. Okay, look, it's entertaining. It's really entertaining, and I'm glad you guys had fun. I was so fucking frustrated because, dude, you were lucky I am not running this thing. I would have killed you long ago. I would have killed your character so fucking long ago, it's not even funny. Or if nothing else, okay, and a tip to Auxentius. Okay, in situations like this, here's what you do. You increase the DC. It's like, when a player cards are, like, because here's the thing. Look, it doesn't matter whether you bluff them or not. In a logical, realistic, interpretation of this, they're gonna find out what you did. They're gonna find out, okay? It just so happens 2 men tried to rape you. You've accused 2 men of trying to rape you in the same day. You were caught fooling around in there. If they actually hear the student's story or David's story, David's like, no, she hit me in the head with a fucking crowbar, and they're gonna explain what's going on here. And if anybody talks to Pathos about it, they're gonna find you out. It's not gonna last. They're gonna figure out what you're doing. My advice to Soveliss Nailo is, okay, you need to mysteriously disappear before the next time you're supposed to go to work and just leave town and never come back. Because they're going to figure it out. They're going to figure it out, and they're going to fucking throw you in irons for it. It's like, yeah, that is not how to thief. I'm glad you had fun, but Jesus Christ. And by the way, if this were Spy RPG, it'd be even worse. If we were dealing with realistic cops, it was like... One of my favorite, Lord Cat role-playing games was his test session for Spy RPG, where fucking Sable, like, everything goes wrong. Like, okay, first, one of the guys is really, I think Kane is really awkward around the cops, so he gets arrested on suspicion of robbery, when really it was the other guy who got caught on camera. And then they go to break him out of jail, and they fucking, first of all, they shoot 2 cops in the head. And then Sable decides to blow up the police station by throwing the C4 charges. Charges that were meant to actually break into a bank vault, by the way. To just blow the fuck up out of the police station, committing a major terrorist attack. And then Sable actually has it in his head that he's actually going to be able to go through a checkpoint by himself without a driver's license in a stolen car and not get arrested. And even afterwards, we're like Kane and fucking and Vince are like walking away to the the forest to get a boat to go to Canada. They're like, he actually thinks it's like, I'm just gonna be held for some kind of bullshit. No, dude, they're gonna figure it out that it was you, and you're gonna go to jail. That, all I can say is, a Chickmunk D&D game is a lot of fun, but fucking A, man, fucking A, Jesus, oh god, okay, oh my god, I would have killed your character out of frustration a minute ago. I was like, all right, that's it. It's just like, all right, what can I would just like bust open the Epic Level Handbook. I was like, what can I kill you with? What can I kill you with? Okay, this will kill you dead. It's not 5th edition. It's 3. I don't care. And here's another abomination. Here's Hectoncheries with 50 attacks. My God, frustrating. Frustrated DM's Corner. First ever episode of Frustrated DM's Corner. Anyway, though, but still, it's an entertaining little venture. Check it out. If this whole Dungeons & Dragons radio show is for you, if you are part of our niche that understands the awesomeness and metalness of role-playing, then by all means, check out our stuff. Check out my Metal Apocalypse game. Check out Auxentius's the Roundtable of RPG game. It's a lot of fun. May not be for everybody, but we love doing it, and we're going to keep doing it. And we're going to do an episode tomorrow, maybe the next day. I'm not sure exactly. But whenever we can get together, and it'll be great. So this is the Dread Pirate signing off once again. Frustrated! Ah!